Celebrating 75 years in KC and giving you a chance to win $1,000 in that free fall cash.
What up? It's your boy Playmaker in for Brian B. Shining. It is now 7:40, currently 70 out at Piper in KCK.
Now, family, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and if you didn't know, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience domestic violence at some point in their lives. Now, there are local resources like Hope House, New House, and Rosebrooks, but today we're talking to Rosemary, a survivor of domestic violence, who's now curating her own event for women who have went through a similar struggle. Rosemary, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
We're doing great, and we appreciate you taking the time to stop by Hustle and Shine in the morning. Now, this Saturday, you have an event titled She Survived. Could you share with our cousins out there what that event is?
So She Survived is actually for any woman or man who has been in a domestic violence situation or who has family members or friends who currently are going through it, because I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and everyone on my panel is either a survivor or I actually have a man who used to be an abuser and he gave his life to Christ. So it's just basically I want to shine a light on the fact that a third of the women in the United States are in domestic violence situations and 75% die on their way out. So I'm a part of the 25% that made it out, and it's my duty to share basically just my experiences and how God helped me and helped my hand the whole time.
You know, I'm not really sure if men know what domestic violence actually does to a woman after it's all said and done, after the violence has erupted. Like, can you explain, if you can, the emotional, not only the physical, but the emotional roller coaster or instability that you all might have after going through domestic violence, so men can better understand the consequences of some of our actions?
Yes, I definitely can. So first, I would like to say that I don't believe that any man is an abuser just because he wants to be an abuser. I believe that it has something to do with his childhood, something that's happened to him, but that is not an excuse to treat people the way that they treat them. So the emotional roller coaster that I personally went through, I was actually married. We were together for almost 7 years, and it would be more so like mental abuse, like telling me that nobody would ever want me but him, or calling me fat, or calling me ugly, or cheating on me, but then saying that he loves me. Like, the emotional part of that alone will make you feel like, well, I can't go anywhere else because nobody else is going to want me with the way that he's treating me. And then when it comes to the physical abuse, I was in a relationship after my marriage where I would get guns pulled on me, I would get punched, I had my jaw and my ribs broken. And what really happens with that is you go into fight or flight mode or freeze. Then most of the time you freeze because you're like, especially when you have kids, what will happen to my kids if I say something? What if he comes back and kills me? Or what if my family tries to help me and then situations is because they're trying to protect themselves or their family or their abuser? Most of the time it's not because they themselves don't want to leave. It's because they think about the repercussions of if they leave, what could happen to other people.
Rosemary, thank you so much for being transparent about your experience. We want to continue our conversation with you up next at 7:50 and talk to family and friends and how they may be able to help and things that they shouldn't do that can make a situation 10 times worse. Right here on Hustle and Shine in the morning on Hot 103 Jamz. We are making sure we recognize Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Now, if you didn't know, 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men will experience domestic violence at some point of their life. Now, we've shared local resources on our show. Our entire station has. But this morning, we're talking to author and survivor of domestic violence, Rosemary Simpson, on her upcoming event. Now, Rosemary, if there's someone that is listening right now and they're struggling to leave that abusive situation, what would be some words you'd have for them?
What I would first of all say is you don't deserve that, because that's something that I needed to hear. When I was in the situation that I was in, my abuser would tell me multiple times a day, because abuse doesn't just happen once, it happens all day. He would tell me multiple times a day what I deserved and everything. So I would just let them know you don't deserve that. There's never anything that you can do that makes you deserve to be treated like that, because Jesus actually died on the cross for us so that we could be forgiven for all of our sins. So even if you did do or say something that made him mad, that's not an excuse for him to put put his hands on you. You don't deserve it. And that's the main thing that they need to know, because once you know that, you'll start to try to seek ways out.
Yeah, this could be a sensitive topic with friends and family. Some people don't want to be involved or they're scared to get involved in other people's business. How would you encourage friends and family of people who's going through domestic violence to step in?
So first, I would say if you see something, say something. And that doesn't necessarily mean to go off, because you know how we can get sometimes with our family and our friends, and we're like, ooh, I'm just going to pop off. But popping off could mean life or death for your family member. So don't do that. But what you do need to do is say something, like pull her to the side and ask her if she's okay. If she gets defensive, but you can tell visibly she has bruises or something, that shows you, yes, she is in a situation. So the way to support someone who isn't ready to tell you that they are being abused is to continue to remind them how much you love them, and also to continue to tell them that you see the bruises. Because I would go around family, broken jaw, nobody saying nothing about the fact that my jaw was broken. I didn't say nothing, they didn't say nothing, so none of us said nothing. Say something. Because if you say something, that makes her feel like she needs to do something about it. If you don't say anything, she feels like it's okay and it's normal.
This is such an important topic. So we're going to extend our conversation with Rosemary Simpson to 809. Please listen in. Hustle and Shine in the morning right here on Kansas City's number Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We're speaking to author and survivor of domestic violence, Rosemary Simpson, who's also organizing an event this Saturday titled She Survived Gala. Now, Rosemary, you've been beyond transparent with us and vulnerable in sharing your journey. How can our family that are listening right now sign up for this Saturday's gala?
It's going to be at Connection Point Church in Raytown by the 350 Walmart. The way that you can attend is going on my website, rosieexperience.com. And I actually have a special code to get a percentage off. So the tickets are $55, and it does come with brunch as well. But I have a code called Last Chance, so capital L, capital C, Last Chance, no spaces. And that'll take 35% off.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and then, of course, of organizing this event. We appreciate you, and we look forward to our cousin showing up this Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Be a blessing.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hustle and Shine.